Hello, welcome to this video session. In this video we are going to discuss about how a diesel engine works and how to calculate or derive the efficiency of the diesel cycle. Diesel cycle, the name itself explains this thermodynamic cycle works in the diesel engine. It is also known as compression ignition type diesel cycle, and the other name for diesel cycle is the constant pressure heat addition cycle. The reason for this name is the heat in this thermodynamic cycle is added into the system when the pressure remains constant. When we compare to the Otto cycle, diesel cycle differs in this process, whereas in Otto cycle the heat is added into the system when the volume remains constant, but in diesel cycle heat is added into the system when the pressure remains constant. This is the main difference between the Otto cycle as well as the diesel cycle. These small video clips explain how a diesel engine works.
First is the intake stroke. The piston moves down, creating a partial vacuum, while the intake valve opens, drawing air into the cylinder. The piston moves down up to the bottom dead center, or the lowest point on our stroke. Second is the compression stroke. Now, the intake valve is closed already, and the air is compressed by the piston up to the point where it reaches the top dead center, or the highest point on our stroke, and the pressure and temperature are enough for combustion. Then, the fuel injector sprays an atomized fuel. Third stroke is the power stroke. As the fuel absorbs heat from the compressed air, it will vaporize, and boom, there goes your combustion. The combustion will force the piston to move down, rotating the crankshaft and of course your car's wheels. The last stroke, or fourth stroke, is the exhaust stroke. The high temperature and high pressure and burnt gases from the combustion will then be evacuated from the cylinder into the atmosphere through the pressure difference of the cylinder and atmosphere and the movement of piston going up while the exhaust valve is open.
This is the simple animation which explains the working of all the four processes of diesel cycle. And this diagram shows how the pressure and volume varies in the diesel cycle as well as the temperature and entropy. Again, there are four processes happens in the diesel cycle, and two isentropic process, one constant pressure process and one constant volume process. Compression and expansion takes place in isentropic process, and heat addition takes place when the volume remains constant. The pressure remains constant, and heat rejection takes place when the volume remains constant, that is between 4 and 1. This is represent the TS diagram. You can see here the isentropic process, that is nothing but the constant entropic process between the process 2 and 1 as well as the process 3 and 4. And these videos explain how the efficiency of diesel cycle is being carried out. Let us watch first.
The next part is the efficiency of diesel cycle. So the net work done in the cycle Qs minus Qr. So I can say W net is equal to Qs minus Qr, and you know that efficiency of any cycle that is equal to output upon input. And what is my output? That is net work done. So I can say W net upon what is the input, that is Qs. So I can put W net as Qs minus Qr, and further simplification of this one, so it is 1 minus Qr upon Qs. Let's say it is equation number 1. So if I want to find the efficiency of the diesel cycle, I have to find Qr and Qs. And Qs, that is the during process 2-3. So I am going to consider the process 2-3 first. So during the process 2-3, heat supplied, that is Qs. And you know that at constant pressure, Qs is what? mc delta T. But here we have assumed mass of air as 1 kg, so directly you can write specific heat into delta T. that is the temperature difference. And you know that after heat addition your temperature is increased, and so that you can say T3 is greater than T2. So it will be T3 minus T2. Similarly, constant volume heat rejection, that is during 4-1 process. So I can say QR is mc delta T, but mass is assumed as 1, and specific heat, that is at constant volume. So I can say it is CV, and temperature difference is what? T4 minus T1. Keep in mind that here it is Cp because of it is at constant pressure process. Here it is Cv because of it is at constant volume process. So now I can say efficiency of diesel cycle is equal to 1 minus QR, so that is Cv in bracket T4 minus T1 upon Qs, that is Cp in bracket T3 minus T2. So further simplification, so that is 1 minus T4 minus T1 as it is, but you know that Cp by Cv is equal to gamma, so I can write over here gamma in bracket T3 minus T2. So keep in mind that gamma is what? Cp by Cv. Let's say it is equation number 2. Now from the figure you can say the compression ratio is what? V1 by V2. So I can say compression ratio is equal to V1 by V2. A very important term for the diesel cycle is cutoff ratio. So cutoff ratio is what? V3 by V2. I can write over here cutoff ratio is V3 by V2. So keep in mind that in the diesel cycle there are two different ratios. One compression ratio, that is V1 by V2, and then cutoff ratio V3 by V2. Both ratios are always greater than 1. So now I am going to consider process 1-2, and you know that 1-2 is the adiabatic process. So that I can use this relation Tv raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. So I can say T1 V1 raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V2 raised to gamma minus 1. So here I can say V1 by V2 raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 by T1. And you know that V1 by V2, that is the compression ratio. So I can say it is R raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 by T1 as it is. So I will get T2 is equal to T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1. So I got that relation of temperature T2 in terms of T1. So I am going to find the different temperature in terms of T1 one by one, and so that I can find the efficiency of the diesel cycle at the end. So this is equation number 3. Similarly, this 3-4 process is also adiabatic process, and so that I can use the same relation Tv raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. So I can say T3 V3 raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T4 V4 raised to gamma minus 1. So I can say V4 by V3 raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T3 by T4. And you know that why I have taken V4 by V3? Because of V4 is greater than V3, and that is your expansion ratio. Now you know that V4, that is exactly equal to V1. So I can put it over here. Instead of V4 I can write V1. So this is V1 by V3 raised to gamma minus 1 as it is equal to T3 by T4. Now the very important term, V1 by V3 as it is, V1 by V3. I have multiplied by V2 and divided by V2 is equal to T3 by T4 as it is. Now you know that V1 by V2, that is what? Compression ratio. So I can put it over here R, and here it is V3 by V2, and V3 by V2, that is what? Your cutoff ratio. So I can say it is rho is equal to T3 by T4 as it is. So this is very important term, that V1 by V2 is the compression ratio, and over here it is V3 by V2 is the cutoff ratio. Now I am going to consider the process 2-3, that is constant pressure process. And I know that in generalized PV upon T is equal to constant. Over here pressure is constant, so I can say V by T is constant for the process 2, 3. So I can say V2 by T2 is equal to V3 by T3. So rearrange this term. So T3 by T2 is equal to V3 by V2. And you know that V3 by V2, that is the cutoff ratio, and that is rho. So I can say T3 is equal to rho into T2. And you know that T2, that is what? From equation number 3, T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1. So I can put it over here. So rho as it is. And T2 is equal to T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1. Let's say it is equation number 4. So now I got this T3 in terms of T1. Already we have T2 in terms of T1. Now further I am going to use this equation. So R upon rho raised to gamma minus 1 as it is equal to T3, that is what? Rho into T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1 upon T4 as it is. So further simplification of this whole equation, then I will get T4 in terms of T1. So that is this one. Let's say it is equation number 5. So now I have T2, T3 and T4 in terms of T1, T1 and T1. So that now I can use the efficiency of the Otto cycle that already we have derived earlier. So I can put these all values of T4, T3, T2 in this equation. So now efficiency is equal to 1 minus as it is, and T4, that is what? T1 into rho raised to gamma minus T1 as it is upon gamma as it is, and T3, that is what? Rho into T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1 minus T2. So T2, that is T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1. So I can say T1 is common over here. So what is the remaining term? Rho raised to gamma minus 1. Over here, this whole term is common. And that is what? T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1. That is common, and gamma as it is. So the remaining term is what? Rho over here minus 1. So T1 will be cancelled, and so that your remaining term. So rearrange this term. So I can say 1 minus 1 upon R raised to gamma minus 1 as it is in bracket. Rho raised to gamma minus 1, and gamma is over here inside this bracket. So gamma in bracket rho minus 1. So this one is the final efficiency of the diesel cycle, and that you have to remember. It is a little bit difficult to remember, but if you compare with the Otto cycle efficiency, then this is what? Efficiency is equal to 1 minus 1 upon R raised to gamma minus 1. So this is actually the efficiency of Otto cycle multiplied by this factor, and that is called as the diesel factor. So if you multiply the diesel factor, then you will get the diesel efficiency, and that is what? Rho raised to gamma minus 1 divided by gamma in bracket rho minus 1. So compare with the Otto cycle, then you can conclude over here, for the same compression ratio, Otto cycle is more efficient than diesel cycle. Why? Because if your diesel factor is always greater than 1, so if it is multiplied by this one, then this term will be increased, and so that your efficiency will decrease. So that your efficiency of the diesel cycle is less than efficiency of the Otto cycle. The next part is
Okay. From that video we come to know that the efficiency of diesel cycle is lesser than to compare to the Otto cycle, and the difference between these two is the diesel cycle factor. Okay. If you remember the efficiency of Otto cycle, you can easily write on the efficiency of diesel cycle by multiplying the diesel factor. Now let us see what is the mean effective pressure of diesel cycle? The general term is, or the general definition of mean effective pressure is the ratio between the net work done to the sweat volume, which is similar to the previous Otto cycle. This is common for all the thermodynamic cycle, comes under air standard cycle. We know that net work done is, we can easily calculate it by the heat supplied minus or heat input minus heat rejected or heat output, and the sweat volume is nothing but the ratio, the difference between the total volume minus the total volume and the clearance volume. So, if you know all these value, directly substitute, you will get the mean effective pressure. The other term, without knowing the temperature, if you know only the gamma RV value, that is nothing but compression ratio value and the cutoff power ratio value and the polytropic index, we can use this formula directly and substitute, and we will get the term pressure or mean effective pressure of the diesel engine. That is it. Now we close this session with this, and we will see next how we will take one simple problem on diesel cycle and try to solve that. Till then, cheers, bye.